Coming out, we appreciate your coverage. Got another great out-of-conference test against an excellent team in Kansas State, and a well-coached team, a team that is 50-5 since '92 in September, and obviously a team that not only starts fast in the season, but is starting fast this year at 2-0 and 34-0 on their opponents in the first half. So they present quite a challenge in all three phases, and it's a great opportunity for our football team and for our team to build on our success from last week and move forward. So with that, I'll open up to questions.
Al, you talk about Jonathan Feliciano and just the way he made the transition from camp. He was telling us today, I think midway through, he sort of just tried it out, and you guys really liked what you saw from him.
Yeah, he's been making progress. Again, he's a guy that just comes to work every day, has the work ethic that we're looking for. He's continually improving. So from that standpoint, his work ethic and his preparation have given him an opportunity that he's taken advantage of. So he's very bright. He can play all 5 positions for us on the offensive line, and that's what makes him valuable. And so he did a very good job against really good competition the other night. Against two really good plays, 52 and 54. I thought were good going into the game. Simon and Hankins, and just watching them play, those guys were every bit as good at advertising them. So we're happy that John's doing a good job there for us.
Al, Art Keough said this morning on radio that he expected Sean Charles Henderson to return to practice this week. Is that the case?
Yeah. Again, Dr. Keough, as we affectionately call him, does not clear any player. So when I hear from the doctors that he's cleared, we'd love to have him come back, as you can imagine. But other than that, I'm like you guys. I'm anxious. I know he's getting closer, and hopefully he'll have a chance to return as soon as possible, and then go from there.
Coach, when you're facing an elusive quarterback like you are this week, what are some of the defensive keys in order to stop him?
Yeah, I think that the thing about Colin is that he's running the ball very effectively, and he's getting positive yards. Sometimes when you run with the quarterback, you can get a negative play. What he's doing for them, he's making good decisions, and he's getting positive plays for them. And then there's a little bit of an unconventional aspect to their offense in that some of their run plays evolve into pass plays based on the look. So that makes it difficult. But for us, it's part of this whole what we call ride and decide or spread read option offense that we're seeing. You call it whatever you want, but it's something that we faced, and that we have an idea how we want to attack it.
Al, is it more difficult evaluating the team right now because you guys still have players out, or do you just say, hey, we can kind of look at what we got now and kind of see where we are?
Yeah, all I know is I'm just grateful to know who we have right now, and we're leaving it at that, and just evaluating the team that we had. Again, I said it after Maryland, we had enough talent there to win. So certainly I'm not going to back off on that now that we played better in game 2 than in game 1, and hopefully we'll play even better this week.
Talk about JoJo Nicholas and how he's done so far.
Yeah, I think he's done an excellent job. I think he has really improved at the safety position. His knowledge, he's playing faster. He's seeing the quarterback better and breaking on balls better. I think Joe's most considerable jump has been in his leadership, being more audible, being a vocal leader for us, and really his preparation. So Joe's a real good player for us. He really is. He's a good player and a good leader, and a guy that's playing good football for us.
He's gone through a lot with his son. He talked about that with us today. You have children. How hard must that be, and how did you guys help support him?
Again, we didn't really talk about it publicly the whole time, but he was basically practicing here all day. I think he only missed 1 or 2 practices the whole training camp out of 29, and then he would go to the hospital every night, and a lot of his teammates didn't even know what was going on. then he would spend the night over at the hospital. So he was easily doing 20-hour days for, you know, two weeks, easily, 2-3 weeks. So just an amazing human being, really is, and provided leadership for all of us and inspiration for all of us.
Coach, obviously, you didn't have any problem getting the players' attention for Ohio State. How do you deal with this, I guess, getting a consistent effort to make sure that they're, you know, that there isn't this roller coaster kind of?
Yeah, I know I keep saying it, and coaches are boring, but you know, to me, it's about teaching them the process, and it doesn't matter what's going on outside or the external or who we're playing. It's about us getting better. But certainly, Kansas State, with their reputation as an excellent football team, with how they played in September, being the #1 total defense and scoring defense in the country, and obviously when they turn on the tape, here's this quarterback running all over the place. I think that's going to get their attention. It better get their attention. I know that their defensive tackle, you know, 95. I think he's a guy who better get their attention because he's better than the two that we played last week, and I thought those guys were really good players. This kid Kittle's a good player.
What kind of, do you see the players buying into that? Because I know last year it looked like they were getting things right, and then the Florida State game came, boom. Then it looked like they were getting things right again, and then lost again toward the end. I don't want to delve into last year, but I mean, it
Yeah.
was an issue.
Well, again, for us, we got to get their attention. Make sure we stay focused on the process, execute every day, and let the product take care of itself. You know, just trust the process. And again, I know that sounds boring, but that's hard to do in any sport, in any organization. That's what we're trying to do with our guys. But clearly, this team is a threat. You know, it's a threat to us. You know, you can see that when you turn on the tape. You know, Arthur Brown doing a great job for them, leading tackler, leader for them, both safeties. Make it really tough. They're fast and physical. So again, I can go on and on about them, but your question is really directed to what are we doing, and hopefully we're taking care of our business. The challenge for us this week is the routine. This is the first, you know, this game's going to come up on our guys quickly. There are no do-overs. We've been saying it all week. There are no do-overs. There's got to be urgency here because every other week that we prepare for a game, if we didn't get it right, we had a chance to go back and do it again. We don't have that this week.
Coach, is Canes Walk something you'd like to do again?
I hope we do it every game. I thought that's what we were going to do every game. So you know something different. I think that's a great way to represent, you know, again, our university and our fans and certainly our team. And it was exciting for our student athletes and for our, you know, for our whole organization. So hopefully that will be something that stays.
Were you nervous when the bus was rocking? Or
I was just nervous walking, you know, out of the bus because I couldn't quite get my footing, but it was good. I knew our guys were ready to play. We had good focus. We were very mature, and hopefully we'll continue with that focus.
Now, on the pass defense, in week 1, Daniel Bryan had a very good week, for about 350 yards. But this past week, both Bauserman and Miller could not get absolutely anything done in the air. How did the pass defense adjust from week 1 to week 2 to go from, you know, allowing a lot of yards to barely allowing any?
Again, I don't want to take away from the first game. I mean, O'Brien played really, really well, and we didn't play well in the back end. We had, again, I mean, it's hard to imagine how many changes we had in there, but we had significant changes. And so 6 more practices with everybody playing the position that they're going to play in the game really helped a lot. And it just closed down a lot of different passing lanes or something that we weren't very precise on. It closed down and clearly, you know, with Marcus and Ojomo and Marcus Robinson playing at end again and all those guys playing and having more guys to play, we were able to put pressure on the quarterback with a 4-man rush. I mean, it's not that difficult to figure out, to be honest with you. We just had more guys to rotate in. You know, they were fresh. You know, Chick came in, made a big play. Marcus came in, made a big play. Andrew gave us what he usually gives us, Forston, Regis. So, you know, we played more down linemen, got more pressure, and we were more precise on the back end. That's something.
Could you talk about Lamar Miller, how
Yeah.
valuable he is to this team, and what makes him so special?
Well, I think the offensive line is the first thing that makes him special. I think the offensive line is, you know, doing a really good job. of giving him openings, but clearly the thing that Lamar does well is that he can be a big physical running back inside, but there's not many guys that can turn the corner like he did, against Ohio State, against a team that can run like Ohio State can. So he gives us an inside-outside presence. And again, he's had a great attitude. I think he's in excellent shape. The question has been posed to me for probably a month now. Can he handle 25 carries? And I think we all got the answer Saturday night. He's done a great job with his conditioning.
Coach, that even with him being, having to or can't handle that, to have the complementary back or the tag team combination with Mike James, because he comes in at the end, I think on that last drive to hammer home some of those plays and put that last touchdown.
He did, and what we always try to tell those guys is, they're kind of alter egos, that they don't, we don't want Lamar running like Michael, and we don't want Michael running like Lamar, so what we got to keep telling Michael is him to run like he runs, a one-cut runner, knocking piles forward, being a physical back, and we saw that in that last drive, and then we just left Michael out there to finish the drive because he did a really good job of getting exactly what we want. And I was happy for Mike too, because he was able to finish the drive and be physical and hold on to the football, and he needed to come back from the fumble in week 1, and I think he's done that now.
Coach, your thoughts, pros and cons on the ACC expansion, possibly,
All pros. I don't see how there's any con there. Again, you guys know it better than me because it's your industry, but I can't even imagine the number of households that we've just reached with, obviously New York City, New York State, and Pittsburgh. So you're talking now Boston, Pittsburgh, Syracuse, and Maryland up there, and then clearly, everybody else that's, from Virginia, Carolinas, and Clemson, South, Atlanta. So I think it's a great time to be in the ACC. We've helped ourselves from a football standpoint, bringing in, 2 traditional teams like Pittsburgh and Syracuse, 2 excellent universities. Obviously, they share the academic commitment, and as a university and as an athletic department. So it's I think they're great fits for us. I think it's only positive, and clearly it's going to make us stronger in football and basketball.
Coach, do you feel like you've settled on a best 5 up front for you in the offensive line, or do you think there's still going to be some tinkering?
No, I think there's still going to be some tinkering, and then again, as Art said this morning, when Chantrell comes back, there's going to be even more competition. So again, we're looking for Fig and Bunch. Fig and Bunch are right there, at 6 and 7. And again, I always rank the offensive linemen, but they're sitting there at 6 and 7. They got to play their way into the 5, and then Chantrell is they're gonna have something to say about it too, and where he plays, tackle or guard, Chantrell I'm talking about now, when he comes back, where he competes at is going to have a lot to do with the development of those other guys. So we're not done changing around.
And how great is it to eventually have depth at the position and versatility?
Yeah, well, I think we have depth now. I think obviously Fig and Bunch and Wheeler and Shane, I think those guys have all, are all developing, and we're getting to the point where we want to, be able to play more guys there, and certainly Chantrell's health will help us there as well.
You're saying, Al, that Chantrell, he didn't play guard here, obviously last year, that there's a possibility he may play guard here for you?
Sure. Again, for me, it's about getting the best 5 out there. So, again, we're talking about a guy who hasn't done much in a long time. So, we just got to make sure we're careful with him and transition him back when he's ready. But clearly, we want to organize the 2 deep so that it's our best 10, and then it's our best 5.
Hey, out to the naked eye, it looked like those guys were much more physical the other night than they were at Maryland. Is that how it showed up on game tape?
Yeah, I don't know if that's true. I think with Maryland, we hurt ourselves so much with the turnovers and the penalties that we got behind schedule. So we weren't even really able to stay with our game plan. When we did stay with our game plan against Maryland, I thought we looked like we did the other night. But we just got behind. We got off schedule and got behind, and that made it difficult. And Gary, that coupled with the fact that we weren't stopping Maryland, we didn't get a lot of possessions. So those 2 went together, and that's what the net result was.
Coach, how exciting is it right now for South Florida, college football? You guys coming off an impressive win, FIU doing pretty well right now.
Well, I think it's great. I think it's great for South Florida football, and again, it was a big win for our program, and now we got to try to get to the point where we are a good program again, and not just win a big game. There's a difference between winning a game and having a really good football program, and that's what we're trying to do. Try to be consistent.